Hello everyone, this is Gabriel with Ultimate Blackman Radio, one half of Ultimate Blackman Radio. And before we get started, I do want to thank you for tuning in to this recorded content. I know I've been promising you guys some recorded content, so I want to thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, again, thank you for being here. Do me a favor. I want you to hit the like button. I also want you to hit the subscribe button. I also hit the notification bell over there to the side so you can be notified anytime I go live or post new content, so you can be caught up to speed to what we're doing here over here at Ultimate Blackman Radio. I'm gonna do something different here. Okay, I don't have a script. Of course, as you know, I'm learning some new things here on the channel as far as getting content out to you guys. Everybody requests that I do recorded content. Now you niggas don't watch it. Y'all don't watch it, but y'all want me to do it. Well, y'all watch them, but it doesn't get as many views as my live videos. But I'm gonna do something a little different with this one. I don't have a script. Usually when I do recorded content, I have a whole script here. If you know anything about doing YouTube videos, there are certain people that tell you to have a script or whatever, but I don't have a script. I'm just gonna I have a few notes here, but I'm gonna spit, and we're gonna parlay off the dome. This is just gonna be just straight off my head, how I feel about the topic at hand today. It'll be a little more, I guess, casual, not as, I hate to use the word professional, but I guess it won't be as formal. That's the word I'm looking for, formal. So, without further ado, let's hop into the topic on today. All right, so as you can see, the topic today is 7 things you need to qualify for a Russell Wilson. And I'm going to try to keep this under 15 minutes. I should be able to do it. But y'all know when I get in my ism and I start flowing, things get a little lengthy over here. So we'll try to keep it under 15 minutes. But again, today's topic, 7 things you need to qualify for a Russell Wilson type. And I know what you're probably saying, like, Gabe, what prompted you to talk about this topic? I thought this was a channel for men. It is for men. It is for men. And I'm actually speaking on behalf of the good men. There was a picture that went viral not too long ago, and it was of this generation's Captain Save-A-Ho, as most of you would call him, Russell Wilson, with his now wife, Ciara, and they were actually announcing a pregnancy. That is right. Ciara is pregnant with their second child. And I do want to start off by saying congratulations to those two on welcoming a new baby into the world. Babies are a blessing. I am a Gemini, and as much as y'all think we are the devil, we love family. I love kids. Most Geminis I know love children, so I think it is a very, it's a very good blessing. It is a very good thing that these are 2 black people that are married and they are having children in the confines of a marriage. That is an excellent thing. I don't want to take that away from them. However, when the picture dropped and it went viral, a lot of the women, as part of the course, when news breaks out of these two, a lot of sisters were running around saying, "Hey, Ciara, I need that prayer that you prayed for Russell Wilson. I'm looking for my Russell Wilson type. I've been waiting and I'm ready for him." And a lot of men get upset about that, and rightfully so, because in all honesty, what women are saying is they're looking for a cleanup man. They're looking for a cleanup guy. One thing about Russell Wilson, when they first started dating, I was a huge advocate for them. I thought it was a really good idea that these two got together. Russell Wilson was messing with them white girls, and Ciara was messing with them thugs. I was like, you know what? These two have been through enough. Maybe they can get together and make the magic happen. What really started to turn me off with the whole Ciara Russell Wilson thing is how she was reacting to Future in the public. I felt that it was really disrespectful for her to be going back and forth with Future in regards to their child. And most of you already know this, but for those that are hidden under a rock, or if you're listening to this 10 to 20 years down the line, Russell Wilson, of course, is an NFL quarterback. He is married to R&B sensation, she was an R&B sensation, Ciara. Ciara dated and was engaged to the rapper Future, and Future and Ciara have a child together. Okay, just give you a little background. And the thing that really started to irritate me, and I kind of started to turn a little bit when it came to these two in a relationship, Future and Ciara, not Future and Ciara, but Russell Wilson and Ciara, was the fact that every time Future did something, she would react. And it was quite obvious that Russell Wilson was a rebound guy. He was a rebound guy for Ciara. So I drew issue with that. I felt like that she was gonna play him like most of these women do, these simps. Because Russell Wilson is a simp. Let's not get it twisted. He is a simp, and I felt like she was going to play him and kind of ruin him. But things kind of they seem to have kind of balanced out, and Ciara actually does not respond to Future anymore. And there were a few things that happened that kind of changed the course of that, but that is not why I'm doing this video, so I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is because every time a picture of these two comes out, the women go crazy. They're saying, I want a Russell Wilson, and the men go crazy and like, you hoes don't deserve a Russell Wilson. And so we'll usually have this back and forth for about a week and a half on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on the men telling the women, or the women saying that they want a Russell Wilson, and then the men tell the women that you don't deserve a Russell Wilson. You curve us for Pookie and Ray Ray, and then when you have all these damn kids, you want to come back to us, and you want to square up and settle down, and you want us to play the cleanup man like Russell Wilson did. There are a few things here that we can kind of discuss and break down. I do feel like women that have dated Pookie and Ray Rays can turn things around, and they can't date a Russell Wilson. However, you must qualify for a Russell Wilson. You must qualify. And that is the major key that a lot of these dating coaches and a lot of these sugar daddies, sugar baby, connoisseurs and professors, that's one of the major keys that they don't tell you. Sure enough, you can get a Russell Wilson, but do you qualify for a Russell Wilson? And that's what the topic is on today. 7 things you need to qualify for a Russell Wilson. And this is for the women. And I'm speaking on behalf of the men. A lot of men come to me and they'll be like, man, I don't know why these women, they want to throw their prime years out the window, and then they expect some guy with all this money and who's a star and who's this and who's that to come and play cleanup. And I'm just I'm really frustrated by this. So I'm speaking on behalf of the quote unquote good men. Okay. Now I have an issue with that word, but again, for time constraints and things like that, I'm not really going to dive into what is a good man. Okay. And breaking that down, a good man, a real thing, and y'all know how we are. But I'm gonna focus here on 7 things you need as a woman to qualify for a Russell Wilson. And again, I do content for women too. I have a lot of women supporters, and it would be a shame if I just did content strictly for men. So this is 2 women. But look at it as kind of a notice from men, from good men. And these are the things that good men, like myself and a lot of my followers and the men on social media, Facebooks and Twitters, these are some of the things that we're saying we're looking for in regards to a woman. When you're looking at a Russell Wilson type, again, he's a really good guy. He comes from a 2-parent household. He makes very good money. Sure, he is a millionaire. And I mean, I don't know. I guess women find them to be kind of attractive. I don't know. But the thing here is, again, I want to break down the qualifications. What qualifies a woman to get a Russell Wilson type? And before we get into these 7 things, I'm gonna let y'all know off rip, most of you women will not qualify. I'm gonna say it again. Most of you women will not qualify, and I'll explain that as I get into the 7 things. So let's get started and get into these 7 topics here. All right, so when we look at qualify, we look at the Webster Dictionary. It defines qualify is to be entitled to a particular benefit or privilege by fulfilling a necessary condition. And so when we think of qualifying, basically, when you kind of look at it like how you apply to college, you have to qualify to get into certain schools, right? And they base their decision to let you in the school on certain criteria, and that criteria could be anything from your GPA to your SAT and ACT scores to your recommendations from your high school teachers and guidance counselors, and people in the neighborhood, your pastor, your spiritual advisor, your boss at the high school job you work. They base letting you into their school on a certain set of criteria, and that's what qualify means. So for women that claim that they want a Russell Wilson type, quote unquote, a good man, there are certain things you must do to qualify to get a man like that. Now, I could really turn this 7 and I could turn it into about 50 things you need to qualify for Russell Wilson. But I mean, we'd be here all day, and who has time to listen to my big ass talk about what you need to do to qualify for Russell Wilson, right? But I just did 7 major keys. These are 7 major keys that will get you in the door when you're looking to date a man like Russell Wilson. So number 1 is self-love and healing. You have to love yourself, and you have to be healed. We have too many women, in particularly our sisters, trying to be in relationships, and they don't love themselves. They have not healed from previous relationships. One of the main things I talked about when I broke down the whole phase is that a lot of women bring baggage when they come out of the whole phase. And it's not necessarily just children. It's emotional baggage and spiritual baggage and mental baggage. And so a lot of women do not take the time to go heal themselves. A man like Russell Wilson, who is well off and well to do, and he's looking for a woman to build a legacy with, he's not going to be looking for a woman that hasn't healed herself. And if that woman does not love herself, she cannot add to his life. Okay, so you have to love yourself. You can't obtain a good, wealthy, attractive man when you're broken, when your psyche's broken, when you're emotionally broken, when you're mentally broken. We have a lot of black women. They need to go see a therapist. They need to go get counseling. They need to take the time out and heal themselves. You need to heal yourself spiritually. So many women, y'all love to have sex. Sometimes you have to take a break from sex and heal yourself spiritually before you can allow a man like a Russell Wilson into your life. A lot of women, they would not appreciate a Russell Wilson, right? If they were to get a Russell Wilson type of man, they really wouldn't be able to appreciate him because they don't love themselves. They feel like they don't deserve a man like that. One thing I will give Ciara is she was willing to move on eventually. Sure enough, I feel like personally, Russell Wilson was a rebound for her, but she was willing to move on. When Russell kind of put his foot down a little bit, she was willing to charge future to the game and move forward. So, sisters have too much emotional baggage, and they expect to get a good quality man. So first thing before you do anything else is that you have to heal yourself and you have to love yourself. And when you love yourself, it shows on the outside, and it allows a good quality man that wants to take care of you. It allows him to come in and do what he needs to do as a good man. All right, and so number two, when we're looking at things that qualify a woman to get a Russell Wilson type, she must be financially independent. She must show some form of financial independence. Now, I know a lot of you women are saying, well, I'm practicing hypergamy and I need a man to take care of me. And that's fine. But you have to show yourself qualified to be with a man of means. One thing about the whole Ciara thing, I will say this. Ciara made more money than Russell Wilson. When they met, Russell had not made that, I think it was an 8-figure contract. He had not signed that big contract in Seattle. He was actually still on his rookie deal. And so Ciara was worth more money and made more money than Russell at the time that they met. We have too many of our sisters out here looking down on men who don't make what they make. So you automatically start to kind of put yourself out of the, how can I say this? Out of the race when it comes to a Russell Wilson type. Now I know they're millionaires and he was a millionaire, but she was a millionaire many times over, much more so than Russell Wilson when they first met. Y'all meet these dudes, you might make $90,000 a year and he might make $60,000 a year, and you're ready to charge him to the game because he doesn't make more than you. And you should not do that. You need to be able and willing to be with a guy, even if you make more than him. If he shows himself to be a protector and provider, which y'all say y'all want, right? You need to be willing to, accept that and date him, even if he doesn't make as much as you. You got to show fiscal responsibility. A man like Russell isn't looking for someone who spends money frivolously. He's looking for someone who can help manage his wealth. And if you're out here looking to buy Birkin bags and G-Wagons, a smart Russell Wilson type will not allow you to do that. They're not looking to be with women that are looking for a come up, because a fool and his money will soon depart, right? And so he doesn't need a woman who spends frivolously, is very foolish with the money, even if they are millionaires. He's looking for someone who knows about finances, who is used to being in financial abundance. So when she sees that wealth and she has access to his wealth and his money, she's just not tricking it off at the Gucci and Fendi store. So that's number two. You have to be financially independent and show fiscal responsibility when you're looking to be with a Russell Wilson type of guy. Now, I know number three is going to be kind of controversial, but y'all know me. I don't give a damn. I got to just break it down how I got to break it down. And it's, you got to have no kids. And if you have one, you might be in the running. Now, Russell Wilson dated Ciara, and yes, Ciara had a child by Future. But we have to look at the circumstance that Ciara was in, okay? Ciara had only one child. The child was kind of young, but he wasn't like a newborn. He was walking when they were dating. And Ciara was in tip-top physical shape. So that actually kind of outweighed the baggage that child creates. I know you women don't like to hear this, but I just got to break it down like I got to break it down. Good guys are no longer in the business of playing the cleanup man. You can thank your other sisters for men not willing to do that anymore. A lot of men are kind of getting hip to the game, and a man wants to build his own legacy. Now, if you have one child, you're good to go. You possibly, if you have one child and you're in top physical shape and you're very feminine and you have a very pleasant demeanor, sure, you could get a Russell Wilson type. But women that are saying they want a Russell Wilson type and they got 2, 3, 4 kids, it's over for you. And I know it's really hard to hear that, but it's over for you. I'm not saying you'll never get a good man at all, but a man like Russell Wilson with all this abundance, And that might not be your lane. I'm not saying you can't get a good man. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I feel like women that have children should focus on the Russell Wilson types that have kids, because there are good men out there that have children. But when you're talking about a single guy in his prime making great money, he's not looking to settle down with a single mother. And I know Ciara gives you guys this false hope that some guy's gonna put the cape on and rescue you. But the days of the caping and the simping, it's over with for the most part. Most of y'all don't respect the simps and the Captain Save a hoes that come into your life anyway. You know what I'm saying? Again, most men desire a woman with 0 kids, and this transcends race. I have a lot of sisters saying they just gonna go date white men or go date Asian men or Hispanic men. Well, they feel the same way. In fact, they feel a lot strongly about women with children. That's another thing a lot of these relationship advisors and the relationship experts and sugar baby peddlers, they don't tell y'all. Is that, y'all talk about y'all gonna go, these swirlers don't tell y'all that either. They tell y'all go date outside the race and you got 2-3 kids. It's not a lot of men out there that are gonna take you on with 2-3 kids anyway, let alone a man outside of your race. And you have to be willing to have more kids. I see a lot of women saying they want a Russell Wilson type. They got 3 kids and they're saying they're not gonna give their future husband any more children. And those women love to prey on men with no kids because they like to have access to their funds. So they want this man who's in his prime to take care of kids that aren't his, and she's not willing to give him any more. That's not cool. You have to be willing to give this man some children. If you have children and he has none and he wants some. I see a lot of women, y'all have your tubes tied and everything else, and y'all get with these men and y'all try to run game. And it's a lot of false narratives being pushed around this. And that's why, again, I'm breaking down each one when it comes to this. So women with kids, if you got one, you're kind of in the game. If you have more than one, good luck. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that your odds are very low. All right, so the fourth one is you have to be in your best physical shape. Now, I don't really fat shame on this channel because I know these same goofy niggas that run around on YouTube and social media saying they don't date fat chicks and to hell with these fat girls. Y'all be in these fat chicks inboxing, begging to take them out on dates, begging to put your face all in them and stuff. I don't do a whole lot of fat shaming when it comes to women. I feel like big women can definitely secure the bag. Y'all can definitely get married. But when we're talking about a Russell Wilson type, you want to be in the best physical shape you possibly can be. That's one thing Ciara is. She's in prime physical shape. One of the major complaints Russell Wilson types give is that women give their best selves, they give their prime years and their prime bodies to Pookie and Ray Ray, and and then after they have these kids and they have all this baggage, they want to turn around and give the good guy whatever. They expect the good guy to accept her in whatever condition she presents herself to be, and that's selfish. That's a bit selfish. Again, Ciara is in pristine shape, even after having a child. That helped her get a Russell Wilson type. Do you think if Ciara was overweight and sloppy and walking around with bunnies on, she would have secured Russell Wilson? I highly doubt it. So you just want to be in the best physical shape you possibly can be. Not saying fat women can't get a man to protect and provide for them. Not saying that. Not saying BBWs are out of style. There are some men that genuinely like BBWs. I have a couple friends that are like that. But you just want to be in the best physical shape you can be to obtain the best man for you. Number 5 is that you want to be open-minded. And I know this is going to be a tough one, especially for a lot of black women, but you want to be open-minded. Your preferences are probably going to go out the window. If you're looking to obtain a Russell Wilson type, you have to focus more on the intangibles versus the tangibles. Russell Wilson dressed like a suburban dad when Ciara first met him. And now he's changing his style. Now, a lot of brothers, they kind of hate on her for doing that. They got memes walking around because, he got the kind of Soul Glow haircut going on right now. But I don't see anything wrong with that. She just molding her man to what she want him to look like, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, she's trying to change him," and she's just trying to level him up. She's trying to level him up. But when you first meet a Russell Wilson type, ladies, he might not be the most swaggerlicious guy out there. He might not be all swaggy. He might not have that walk and that confidence. He might be a little bit shy. You say you want a Russell Wilson type, that's something you will have to deal with. You have to be open-minded when you're out here in the dating world and you're looking to obtain a Russell Wilson type. You have to be willing to date outside of your comfort zone. Your Russell Wilson type might not be 6'2". In fact, Russell Wilson's about 5'10" and a half. It's about 5'10" and a half. You may have to date an older guy. You may have to date a guy that doesn't have as much swag. A lot of your preferences are gonna have to go out the window if you're serious about obtaining a Russell Wilson type of guy. And you have to be willing to work with him. So, that's that on that. Number 6, you must be a skilled homemaker. And I know this is something a lot of women don't like to hear. You gotta be a skilled homemaker. You gotta have some cooking skills. Home is where the heart is, and a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? And so a woman would need to have good homemaker skills. And I'm not saying you got to be, in an apron and in high heels cooking all day, even though that would help. But you need to be able to have some type of skills that, in the kitchen. A lot of you women don't even know how to boil water. You feed your kids ramen noodles and hot dogs, and y'all eat takeout from Red Lobster and Pappadeaux every day. You have to be willing to make a home for a Russell Wilson type. A Russell Wilson type isn't just looking for a pretty face. Again, he's looking for someone that's going to help him build his legacy, and somebody that's going to help nurture his children. Somebody that's going to help feed him good, healthy, wholesome meals and feed his children good, healthy, wholesome meals. And when you have certain homemaker skills, that shows that man that, hey, if you take me serious and we do have children and we do get married, I will be able to provide these things, these homemaker skills that a lot of women that you're looking to date don't have. It actually sets you apart from everyone else. Cook that man a meatloaf and some mashed potatoes. Find out what his favorite meal is and just cook it for him. I ain't saying while you're dating you have to cook for your man every day, because again, that is a privilege reserved for your husband. But you need to show that you do have certain homemaker skills. A lot of you women, y'all houses are filthy as hell. They look like pigsties. Look like a damn hog was rolling around in your home. And it smells like rotten vagina in your home. You can tell your pH balance is off in your house. Clean up your house. Wipe around your toilet. You know what I'm saying? Have your home smelling good, so when he comes over and he sees that you keep your home clean and well maintained, he's thinking in his mind, if he marries you, then man, I'll be coming home to a house smelling good and feeling good and it's real comfortable, just like this. So that's just something to keep in mind. You definitely want to have good homemaker skills. All right, and last but not least, you must be feminine. You must be feminine. Femininity always wins. I'll tell you a quick story and then we're done. So again, some of you know that, I had a girl that I dated. And one of the things I complained about her the most was her masculinity. Like, she was a very masculine woman. Very hard, very harsh. Very domineering, very controlling. She wasn't the most attractive girl in the world, But one thing I often tell people is that if she had been more feminine, I actually probably would have stayed with her. I probably would have married that girl. The thing is, she had this hard exterior, and I felt like she was really good at working and putting things together, and I felt like she was really creative. I felt like this is somebody I could have actually built a great home with and made a lot of money with. However, she was very controlling, very aggressive, very domineering. She had to be the head honcho in the relationship, and being the man that I am, coming into my masculinity and becoming the alpha male that I am supposed to be, that didn't really sit well with me, so I had to go. So I left this woman again because she lacked femininity. You don't have to be the most beautiful girl in the world, but if you have a very pleasant demeanor and a very feminine nature about you, you will always win. You want to stand out amongst the other women. Most women today are very masculine. They're very controlling. They're very disrespectful. But if you can learn to be feminine and embrace your feminine core and embrace that feminine nature, and you show that to these Russell Wilson type guys you claim you guys want, this will put you ahead of the pack. And it makes men take feminine women a lot more serious than they do women that are masculine or alpha females. They really do, because it's their nature. It's in a woman's nature to be feminine. It is unnatural for a woman to be an alpha or to be masculine. So I can't teach you, and I can't teach you guys femininity. Of course, y'all know Miss Nicole Michelle of the Inner Beauty Movement is the go-to woman if you're looking to level up and learn about connecting to your feminine core. I'll put some of her information in the description box below so you guys can check her out. And I know this is something a lot of you women don't want to hear. What man wants to come home and fight with his lady when he's been fighting his bosses and been fighting the world all day? He's been fighting 12 rounds while he's at work, and he's gonna come and get 13 through 15 with you. No man wants to come home to that. So, if you say you want a Russell Wilson type, you have to connect to your feminine core. If you do not, you won't obtain a man like that. You'll just be, a pump and dump or batting practice for men. And when they're ready to get serious about someone, they'll just leave you behind and go connect and build with a feminine woman. So, all right, guys, that is everything. That is 7 things you need to obtain a Russell Wilson. I hope this helped somebody. I hope this made sense. I saw a lot of banter on social media, and it prompted me to do this video. I'm at 33 minutes, so I went 15 minutes over what I originally wanted. But y'all know I get a little bit long-winded, and when I'm in my ism and I'm in my game, I just flow. I just flow and I get lost. I lose track of time. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and for listening. Again, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button so we can let YouTube know y'all are liking the vibes over here, y'all liking the game that I'm spitting. Also hit that notification bell over there to the right. Looking forward to more content like this coming in the future, as well as more lives. I am going through a bit of a rebranding process on the channel, so certain things again will be changing, as I mentioned back not too long ago. But I do want to thank you for your support. What do you think about what I just discussed today? Do you feel like these 7 things are right? Do you feel like these 7 things are wrong? Are there anything you want to add? If so, let me know in the comments below, and let's have a discussion down there about, obtaining a Russell Wilson. I love black women. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all make me angry. But I love black women from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do love sisters. And when I see sisters say they want a Russell Wilson type, well, let's chop it up and let's see if you qualify. And if you don't, let's just go back to the drawing board, work on a few things so you can qualify for a man that can protect and provide for you. Until next time, again, this is Gabriel, one half of Ultimate Black Man Radio. We'll see you in the next video. Ashe, be blessed.